All right, and we're live here on SampleServe Masterclass Wednesdays. Thank you for joining us today. We have a couple good new features that we'd like to show you. I am Joshua Paul, Marketing Director, Product Manager of SampleServe, and I have with us as well CEO and founder of SampleServe, Russell Schindler. Say hi.
Hello.
Russell's got quite a bit of years in the environmental services industry. For Masterclass Wednesdays like this, we like to bring on guests. Sometimes we'll talk about industry news, and we also like to give our current users and new users tips and tricks on how to use our platform. So today we're going to be talking about the SampleENV platform, which we normally do here. Sometimes we'll switch it up and talk about the lab app or talk about some of our other platforms. But SampleENV is a all-in-one digital hub for environmental professionals. We cover all the way from sample project planning and setup to the field app collection, data collection, all the way to the lab, and then all the way to the reporting process as well. So we got some new stuff coming out, and we'd like to show you guys. You guys may notice that there's a new option in the settings in your project settings that says upload custom workspace level logo. Now, what does that mean, Russell?
Well, it means that all the documents coming off of the platform now will have your logo on them. Like field data forms, chain of custody, they'll have your logo on them.
Nice. And that'll help, any kind of documentation that's coming out of your business now will all, it'll be consistent and have your name on it as opposed to, SampleServe or something like that. So let's show how to do that. It's pretty simple, really. In your site here, just go over to settings, and you'll see at the bottom you have a upload custom site level logo, and over here it's upload custom workspace level logo. Now these work differently in the fact that they're both going to the same spot. These logos are going to go in the same location, except that the workspace level logo just applies to all of your projects.
Yep.
Whereas you can upload a site level logo, which will override that workspace logo. So let's say if you have, one client over here that you'd like to have their logo on in this project, and the rest of your projects you'd like to have your logo on, that's how it would work that way.
Right.
Let's upload a logo. We're going to do Antia, somebody who's using this functionality right now. Let's hit save. Now it's locked in. Now let's go find some documentation here. I have a couple events on this project. I'm going to go and get some sampling reports from this one that I did. And we're going to see what the logo looks like on the built-out sampling report.
These live demos can be dangerous,
You never know when you're going to lose connections or something's going to fail to download, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. That's why we like them live, because we're willing to take that risk.
We're confident.
We're confident. That's it. So there you go, Antia Group right in the top left there, and this can show up on multiple different kinds of documents here. And this is a sampling report that I did, and here you can kind of see my face there on the chain of custody here. Don't mind my scribble signature here. It's not how I normally do it, but this is a good general idea of what it would look like branded to your you can either do it to your company or maybe the client that you're doing sampling for that has you contracted out.
And I'll just add that in those two little that square there underneath your half of your face picture, that would actually be pictures of the sample location that you took. You in this demonstration, you didn't take any pictures.
Yeah, there's no pictures, so you can take pictures from the field app, and this is the spot where they would go. Any kind of pictures of the sample location, pictures that would give you general idea of where it is.
It would be
like damage or something like that.
Yeah, up to the last 4 pictures that you took would be right there. You can take as many pictures as you want, but only the last 4 are gonna, just because of space limitations, are gonna be on this form.
Right. Right. So that's a pretty it's a simple addition, but it really adds a lot of value to what our clients are getting out of their documentation.
Everybody wants to have their brand on everything, just to, there's no reason to have our brand on there when you guys are doing the work. So
yeah, it's your deliverable. Have it look like yours.
Yep.
And it's pretty simple to do too.
Yeah.
And then next up, so we've been getting some. This is a feature that we addressed from a client's request. They in the past, when you would generate a digital chain of custody in the field app, you would send that along as a digital file. You send it as an email, and it would go to the lab app if the lab was participating. Now, after that, the only way to access the chain of custody would be to go back onto the project management tool, the web-based project management tool, and you would be able to download that or find the email that was sent and access it through there. So we made it a lot easier and a lot faster to access that chain of custody, previously sent chain of custodies on the field app, because we have a client now that is printing full page chain of custodies in the field with a printer in the field, which is, in my opinion, a great idea. And let's just go over the process.
Yeah, and they provide all their field techs with portable, like 8.5 by 11 printers.
Yeah, so, which we didn't think was a thing until they told us, and we're like, if you could print full COCs in the field, we'll let you print full COCs in the field.
Yeah, they got printers that operate off of like 12-volt printers, so.
Which is that's the future, man. Bringing this stuff out to the field. Eventually, you're bringing the office to the field. Eventually, you're going to be bringing the lab to the field. That's the next step, right?
Very, very reliable for those labs that need paper chain of custody, which is the majority of labs still. So
these labs will need a paper copy, and they're also printing field reports from the app as well, which we'll cover in another one. They call it a SCAR report, and it just covers certain things in the industry that they're dealing in. But
they want to leave a receipt for all the samples they collected with the water system operator. So so show us where you access these historical chains of custody. Are these? It's just for this project, right? So you could have a whole bunch of samples.
Yeah,
maybe you're picking up. A courier's coming by picking them up every day, or maybe you're taking them to the lab every day or shipping every day. And so you may have multiple chain of custodies on one sampling project, but you'll be able to look at the old ones and kind of document which samples that were on which chain.
Exactly. So on the project home screen here, the custody button up here, you're going to click that. It'll take you to all the samples that are in custody. I have no samples in custody because I've already sent them along. But I've done multiple chains. I've done multiple transfers. Yeah. So in this case, you would want to hit this little clock sign here to go in the past and look at your past sent custodies here. And here is a list. Now we've broken it down by site location, sample location, and the MSDs, so that if you're looking for a specific sample location, you can find it. And then you'll notice that they're all going to be on the same chain because these were all done at the same time here, these three right here. So you hit this little print button and it'll download and generate a PDF of that chain of custody on your tablet. And then you can click the download PDF so it's saved on your tablet permanently, or you can go in and hit print. If you're connected to a printer, you can hit that print button. It'll print out full page chain of custody wherever you are if you're connected to a printer. And these will always be here, documented, so that if let's say you don't have a you're not doing the digital chain of custody because the lab you're working with wants paper chain of custodies. You go on the field, you have this, you don't want to go all the way back to the office to print out a full page chain of custody. Now you can just do this and throw it in that cooler right from the field, and
or maybe your project manager wants you to email it to somebody. There's lots of reasons why you might want to have access to that chain from the mobile device in the field,
right?
Something you did yesterday or the day before. So that's how you're going to be able to access it, right?
And it just makes it nice and easy, and you always everything's documented, and it gives the user just more options, and that's what we like to see.
And these chains are already available on the project management tool, so the project manager sitting in the office can access them. We've had that functionality for quite a while. But this brings that same functionality to the field person in the field. So
the problem that this solved was giving more access of the chain of custody to the field tech, whereas before you would send the chain of custody out, and then after that you kind of got to dig a little harder to get it back to you to find it again. Now it's available right with a couple clicks, which in my opinion, is great.
Yep.
And then this is kind of goes with chain of custody as well. We've implemented a new feature where now you can connect 2, 3, 4, 5, how many labs you want on one sampling event. So Russell, tell us about like some of the situations where a company, they do sampling and they deal with multiple labs when they're out in the field.
It's not very often that it happens. I would say, less than 5% of the time, probably, significantly less than that, where you have a project where you have to, take a sample out of one particular location, but you're going to send, one parameter to one lab and some other parameters to another lab. So you have to kind of split that sample, 3 bottles to one lab and 1 bottle to another lab, because they're doing different tests than the one that you primarily use. Maybe it's your favorite lab, or maybe they just have better pricing. So you're able to split those samples, and we can generate that chain of custody for each lab with the appropriate bottles all automatically. You don't have to spend time, filling out chains of custody by hand. They'll generate automatically. Those chains will be on your device. You can actually pull them up later, like we just showed. So it really makes that splitting samples between labs very simple, and automated. Now the project manager is going to have to set that up for you ahead of time, but if that's set up properly, it really makes it very simple and seamless.
And it's very easy to set up too. Let me just go over a quick demonstration on how it's done. So we added this edit labs test. So labs used to be in the settings tab. Now we have a dedicated labs tab. And in here, you're going to be able to add multiple laboratories. Up here is going to be your primary laboratory. Whenever you create a new event, you're always going to have that primary laboratory available. That test library is always going to be available for you. Now, if you want to have, if you're sending samples to 2 different labs, you're going to hit the Add Lab button and then click from the participating labs, and then you can delete one as well. And then if you want this one to be your primary, just go ahead and star this, and it'll become the primary one. And then you can delete the demo lab here. And then once that's all set up, all events that you plan from now on after you add that second lab will have those 2 labs available to pick tests from. So I just scheduled a new event here. I'm going to go to a manage tests, and now you can see my 2 labs are up here. And I have the full Eurofins Pittsburgh test library here, and I have the full demonstration laboratory here as well. And I can grab, something from here, something from here. Click save. Now they're both on here. Now I can mix and match and do whatever I'd like. If I want to do one from this, one sample as this for both, or whichever kind of way I'd like. And then that'll push to the field app. And once the field app,
just to keep it organized, the lab name is at the top of that column too. So
which test is going to which lab.
Which lab, right? And
you can also pre-print chain of custodies that have separate. We'll give you separate chain of custodies for each lab. And then on the field app, you'll do sampling just normally, but when you're ready to transfer that custody, you hit that custody button. It'll just give you the option. Instead, like it normally, if it was one lab, you would just go straight to transferring the custody. Now you have the option to pick which lab you want to start first.
You may be shipping one every day, and you're going to hold the other ones till the end of the week when your project's done. So you can just do them kind of as you would do it on paper. Only it's way simpler, and people will be able to read the printing.
Yeah. So. And it's nice too, because you can, and then also like before we said, you could go up and back and grab those previous chains of custodies too again, and you can grab, the ones that are just from the certain lab or the other lab, and you can pull that up anytime. And the nice thing is that, writing down on paper one chain of custody, everybody knows is a pain in the butt.
Right.
And writing down 2,
that's
even worse,
I know.
So now both of them are just automatically generated. They have the proper tests, coordinating with the proper lab that it's supposed to go out. So it's 2 send outs, and both labs are like, they know right away what's coming and what they should prepare for.
So what else you got?
That's it.
That's it.
Simple today.
Well, simple today.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I think these are 3 really cool new features that we have.
Yeah.
And we have some more that are coming out too. we're making some. We're kind of doing like a feature a day kind of edition at this rate right now.
We're rolling right now, so it's exciting.
So let me push our SampleServe digital partnership program. So there's a tab on the website, SampleServe.com. If you'd like to become a digital partner with SampleServe, go on there, fill out. It's just a little quick form. Just add your email and your phone number, and we'll get a hold of you, and so we can figure out a workflow and a solution that fits your needs. Now, most of our customers, we do have customized versions and customized editions that we have created for a lot of our clients. And I know that, you know, the industry is by far not standardized yet. We're trying to get it standardized, but everybody has particular, you know, sampling and reporting needs that we like to address. And we like to get people on the phone, you know, bi-weekly calls, say, hey, what works for you? What doesn't work for you? And what would you like to see in the future? And usually these new features that you see coming out are from those calls with our current clients. So we're not necessarily a digital software provider. We're a digital software partner.
Yep. The one thing that we did not mention is that the planning tools, everything you showed, even the app, all that, it's all free. It's free. It's not free. It's not a free trial. We kind of always forget to mention that. It's not a free trial. It is free forever. You know, we're trying to get people to, you know, steer them to our reporting functionality. We do charge for the graphic reporting. And most of our customers that start using the free apps realize the value, the speed, the quality of our reporting functionality. And so they opt in to the reporting, but it's not required. So feel free to just get in there, start planning your project, start using the app to collect your samples and save tons of time on chains of custody and filling out sample bottle labels, all that. Feel free to use it. It makes you a lot more organized. You know, those big projects that seemed complicated become a lot simpler and a lot more organized when you're using digital products like ours. So,
yeah. And it's pretty easy to start an account. Just, you know, go to SampleServe.com, hit the get started button. And from there, there's a lot of how-to videos and help, and live chat, anything we can help you with. You know, it's not too hard. So I think we're going to end it there. Look out for next week's. We got some special guests coming up. We got an old, maybe we're going to have a reprise, I should say. Going to be happy to see that, and some other folks as well. So exciting news coming up. And if you have any comments or anything, throw them in the chat. You know, we always get to these comments even after this is over. And these links are live, so send them out, share them out to anybody you think this would be helpful to, and look out for next week's. Thank you, guys.
All right, see you.